Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating this look. It's kind of like cranberry, vampy, monochromatic kind of vibes. I actually really enjoyed filming this because I don't know, I just kind of like love how it looks with the dark hair now. Like I wouldn't have been able to pull this off with red hair or whatever shade of red my hair was at the end. So I am definitely enjoying having this new hair, and definitely going to be playing with all my colors again because I love playing with color. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will list all my social media down below and product details as well. Enjoy the video. To start off my eyes, I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer in the shade Light Medium. So to start off, I went ahead and added the concealer on my eyes as a base before starting any eyeshadow. And I kind of regretted it a little bit because I felt like it was too dry or too matte, I'm not sure. But it might be the Kylie shadows as well. I'll try it out with a different palette and see what happens, and I'll let you guys know. The palette I'm going to be using for today's cranberry look is going to be the Burgundy palette by Kylie Cosmetics, and I'm dipping into that first shade, which is Beach, as a transition color, and just applying that all over my crease with a fluffy brush. The next shade I'm going to go into is the color Brick on the bottom lower right, and I'm going to go ahead and use that to darken up my crease. So just make sure to use a brush that's a little bit fluffy, but just smaller, not as fluffy as you would use for a transition color. Now we're going to get into the cranberry part of this look, and I'm going to take that middle shade, which is Burgundy, and I'm going to go ahead and tap it onto my eye, really packing the color all over my lid, extending it up a little bit even into the crease. Since this is the color that I'm going to mainly use all over my lid, it's fine if it goes a little bit overboard. I keep dipping back into that burgundy and really packing on the color. I really want it to be super intense. And now I'm going to flip my brush using the fluffier side of it. I'm going to go ahead and just blend that burgundy out and really diffuse it onto the rest of my eye. So I'm going back into the shade Beach, and I'm going to use it with the fluffy brush to blend out with the shade Burgundy. So this is actually the color Brick. I do apologize, but I was kind of shooketh because there was no pigment. Look at my face. I was so shook, like, where is the pigment? So I tried to swatch it on my eye with my finger, and I was still like, where is the pigment? I mean, it does come up, but I was like, no. So I went ahead and got some Fix Plus, sprayed it on my brush, dipped back into the shade Brick like super hard, and that kind of helped the color pay off a little bit more. But I was a little shook at first. I was kind of confused of where the pigment was. So after packing that on, I get another fluffy brush and blend Burgundy out to the gods, because honestly this is probably the only color we could have gone with and we would have still been fine. I'm gonna go into the shade Naked, and it looks kind of like muted, but it's actually kind of has some shimmer to it. So I'm gonna use that as a brow highlight, which does not come up at all on camera, but it's a little shimmer. So next I'm going to be going in with this NYX matte liquid liner, and I actually love my liners to be just like me, thick AF. And the good thing is that I have almond shaped eyes, so I can kind of get away with this. I think if you have smaller, rounder eyes, you don't really want to extend your wing too much. I feel like it makes your eyes look smaller. But if you have almond eyes like me, you can go ahead and I will honestly extend it to like the tip of my eyebrow when I'm feeling real extra. But as soon as I get it down, I will show you guys how to do it, because look at me. I'm struggling. I don't really do wing liner a lot. This is a prime example of why I always start with my brows and my eyes, because if I would have had a full beat on right now, I would have had to wipe that sucker off, and I'm not about to do that. So I always start with eyes and brows first. Now I know you guys are tired of my dodo lashes, so I switched it up on y'all. These are Ardel Demi Wispies, I believe. For primer today, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Primer by RIhanna. And funny thing is, I actually didn't used to like this primer. I thought it felt a lot like lotion. And another fun fact is that this is not actually my primer. It's my best friend's primer, but what's hers is mine and what's mine is hers. So I hope she doesn't mind on how much I put on. For foundation, I went in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1, and this is in the shade number 5. For blending, I actually love this brush. It's the E6, I believe. I'm not sure, don't quote me, but this is my favorite foundation brush at the moment. And you guys can see, oh, look right there. I don't know what was wrong with this foundation. It was smelling kind of weird, so I actually ended up throwing it out, but it is super full coverage. Going back in with my all-nighter concealer by Urban Decay, I'm going to use this to actually highlight. And I always do one side with this concealer because I find that I feel like it kind of dries down fast. So I always just go in on one side first and then the other. To contour, I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty Matchsticks, and this is in the color Truffle. I'm doing a full beat, so you know I gotta snatch up my nose, forehead, cheekbones, and jawline. Now for face powder, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 230. I'm not actually going to bake today. I just went ahead and set everything so that when I apply the bronzer, it's not patchy. So this went all over my face. Moving on to the lower part of my eyes, I'm going to use this creamy eyeliner by City Color. I'm going to make sure to apply it in my waterline and also a little bit on the outside of my waterline, a little bit under my lashes, just so that I can smudge it out later. It's later and I'm smudging out the bottom lash line. This is with like a little angled kind of brush so that I can really get under my lashes and smudge it out and make it look really smoky. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Burgundy from the Kylie palette, and again use that under the black, because whatever you do on top of your eyes, you want to make sure to do to the bottom of your eyes as well. Now for inner corner highlight, I'm going to be using the Trophy Wife highlighter, again by Fenty Beauty by RIhanna, and I'm going to go ahead and dip back and forth until I achieve the intensity of highlight in the inner corner that I want. Moving on to bronzer. If you've been on my channel before, you know that this is my favorite all-time bronzer. I use it in almost every video. I honestly don't even know what I was using before this bronzer because it came and it snatched my life, and I live for this bronzer. Today though, I'm using kind of a fluffier brush to apply it, so it looks a little more natural, I would say, if you can consider this natural, because everything I do is extra AF. But yeah, if you're looking for your bronzer to look a little more natural, less contour, is that even a word? Anyways, I would recommend a more fluffier brush. Second to last step, this is lips, and I'm going to be using the liquid lipstick by ColourPop, and this is in collaboration with Iluvsarahii. This is the shade Mamacita, and I do love this shade. I really do love this shade. The formula could use some work, but for $6, I'm not really going to complain, you know? Lastly, I'm going to be applying highlight, and today I'm using the Trophy Wife by Fenty Beauty, and this probably has to be one of my favorite steps in doing my makeup. To highlight my nose, I'm using a smaller fan brush just to be a little more detailed, and also on my cupid's bow and my chin. So not that this highlighter wasn't already lit enough, but I wanted to give it more of a wet look, so I applied a little bit of Fix Plus, and then I went in ahead and applied it. But I'm not really a fan of fan brushes, so afterwards I went in with just a regular brush that I always use to apply highlighter, and I just blended that out a little bit. Don't be afraid of this highlight, guys. I know it looks a little crazy, but trust me, it really honestly looks good on all skin tones. Alright guys, well this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see next, or follow me on Instagram so that you guys can vote on my polls for what the next look I'll be filming is. The next one after this Cranberry Vibez, vampy, monochromatic, whatever kind of look this is going to be a soft glam, so that should be interesting because you guys know I'm extra AF.